video essay. Yes, it does. Fuck it, it's 10 minutes. Let's watch this.
Skating looks different everywhere you go. The bustling
True.
sidewalks of a Parisian plaza are going to create a much different setting than an empty Los Angeles asphalt schoolyard. The architecture you'll find in a Midwestern American city is going to look vastly different than in the metropolises of NYC and Tokyo.
Yes.
A DIY built by skaters in the
Bro, literally, the shit in the Midwest for skateboarding is awful.
Pacific Northwest is definitely not the same as the parks disguised as sculptures
What?
built by skaters in the Pacific
That is an insane fucking line that he just did.
Northwest is definitely not the same as the
What
parks
is
disguised
that?
as sculptures hidden in plain sight in European cities. And not only does the culture and architecture of a certain place define what the skating looks like, but the natural environment plays a large role too. The skating and how it's documented is influenced by location-specific climate and geography. From filming the gray, cloudy atmosphere in the islands of the United Kingdom, to documenting the eternally sun-drenched deserts of the southwestern United States, where you're physically at on the globe will be a large determining factor in deciding what is available to skate and what it's going to look like on video or in photographs.
It's actually crazy because he's exactly right. Like 19.9k points now. Oh shit. But yeah, he's actually completely correct. In the United Kingdom, every single skateboarding video you've ever seen is dark and cloudy. Every single video you've ever seen from Los Angeles or anywhere in that California area, unless it's in the north, it's always sunny. If it's in the north, it's most likely snowing, and they're skateboarding with no trucks on. And they're just using their skateboard as a snowboard.
So how can producers of skate media utilize the characteristics of the places they skate to create work that's in reference to that location? Well, let's take a look at where I'm from. The southwestern United States, particularly New Mexico and Arizona, are largely desert ecosystems, which results in them being hot, dry, and relatively sparse in terms of plant growth. Large desert cities in the United States formed much later in time compared to their coastal and plainland counterparts, a time when transportation of both people and utilities was much easier, meaning that the
Bro, he did his research. Holy shit. This guy absolutely deserves a subscription. Hey, Amoeba, you want to go follow this guy, please? Anybody else who's watching the YouTube video that I'm gonna upload to YouTube, please go subscribe to this guy as well. This was 4 years ago. He got 17k views and still only has 800 subscribers. He deserves more success, bro.
The urban areas tend to grow wide instead of high, resulting in a lack of tall buildings except for downtown areas, meaning that the expanse of the city isn't blocked by anything but the nearby mountains. The rivers we do have are smaller than most rivers around the country, meaning that communities need to direct and store as much rainwater as possible to supplement water flowing through the river. After hundreds of years of technology innovation from the Native American peoples that originally settled this area, as well as Spanish colonizers in the past and the industrial American government in the recent present, large and robust arroyo systems have been a huge help in solving this water problem. In larger communities like Albuquerque, New Mexico and Phoenix, Arizona, this has resulted in endless concrete arroyos of all shapes and sizes with complex tunnel systems running throughout the cities that are, unless it's raining, which is rare, completely empty and dry.
Yeah. Bro, it's literally skateboarding heaven. This is the only reason I ever would want to move to Los Angeles or California in general. Actually, now that I think about it, why don't I just fucking move to New Mexico? Or like South Texas? Wait, oh, hold on. It's not like I've been saying for years that I want to move to Austin.
So what should skating and the documentation of it look like in this setting if someone wanted to make a video that represented the location?
But to be fair, I would rather live anywhere else than Missouri.
Right now, I'd say the O'Shea brothers' third entry in their A Happy Medium series is the most specifically southwestern looking skate video. Not only was it packed with the unique and interesting ditches famous to the region, it even featured a full tunnel section in John Mata's part. This means there's tons of ditch bombs, creative and boundary pushing.
Bro! If he messed that up in any way, he would have lost his fucking head.
And John Mata's part. This means there's tons of ditch bombs.
Oh, that
creative
is horrifying.
boundary-pushing ditch and bank tricks due to the abundance of highly advanced arroyo systems and technology, architecture inspired by the Spanish colonial look unique to the region, and a lot of wide-open space. But this isn't the only reason it's a quintessential Southwestern video experience. A Happy Medium 3 takes on a bright yellow color grade throughout a majority of the video, which exaggerated the hot, dry, and sunny climate of the desert. This bright yellowed footage isn't unique to the O'Shea brothers, however. Most notably, Chris Thesson utilizes a very similar look in Transworld Substance. But while Thesson uses the grade as a way to differentiate Substance from the norm, create a cohesion tying together the skate footage, and making a distinct separation between the skating and the color-neutral B-roll, the O'Shea brothers' use of the grade can also be seen as a way to link their video to the southwestern deserts rather than only being an aesthetic.
Bro, how can anyone say that skaters don't have the most aura-filled sport ever?
Tool. The overexposed highlights of the grade make clips filmed at higher exposures blown out, almost like you're looking directly into the sun. On top of that, the low dynamic range present in the Sony VXs that they
But that's actual cinema. What the heck?
into the sun.
Wait. Look at this
That,
shit.
the low
Look at it. Look at how they framed this entire clip. That is beautiful.
dynamic range present in the Sony VXs that they film with create an even greater contrast between the bright highlights and the dark shadows. The yellow hue of the
That is pure cinema.
1738. I'm like, hey, what's up?
yellow hue of the grade adds a strong color cast to everything from the spots to the skaters themselves, referencing the dirt and sand that Phoenix and other Arizona cities are built on top of. Both these elements work together to create an atmosphere of perpetual golden hour, seeming as if every trick was done during sunset on a hot, sunny day in the dry and dirty desert. This creates a strong cohesion throughout the entire video from clip to clip, making it so that even the footage from other locations like California still have this southwestern atmosphere.
He still landed it, and the board snapped upon landing it.
Now that's enough about the desert. Why don't we move on to something with a little more moisture? Well, besides that Josh Hawkins part, of course. How about England? Jacob Elliott Harris's Atlantic Drift series is one of my favorite video projects going on in skateboarding right now. The Atlantic Drift mini videos feature Isles skate team who's based in the British Isles. Almost every installment is focused on a particular city, like New York or Paris, but in the second installment, the entire video takes place at one specific spot, St. Paul's Cathedral in London. St. Paul's has a history
that's
that dates
fire.
back over 1,400 years, with its founding in 604 AD. Going through changes throughout the centuries, a large fire burned down the church in the 17th century, allowing for the current cathedral to be built on the land where the original church once stood by Britain's
remember
most
this.
famous architect, Sir Christopher Wren. The current cathedral held the title of the tallest building in London for over 250 years, even escaping mass destruction caused by the Blitz during World War II. Now this video isn't meant to be just a history lesson, but I have to add all this information to give context on how significant and long-lasting St. Paul's Cathedral is to the history and culture of London. London is currently the third most popular city for tourist travel in the world, and St. Paul's, sitting at the highest
Really? People wouldn't go to Great Britain that much?
point in the city of London, is not only one of its most iconic buildings, but is also in the top 15 most visited destinations within London, seeing over 1.6 million tourists in 2018 alone. So after taking a look at the cathedral's place in London, what's that got to do with skateboarding there? Well, following the Blitz in World War II, reconstruction around the cathedral took place, including the Festival Gardens, which is the plaza that
You know what's kind of funny? I actually forget that people skateboard in the United Kingdom at all. Very often, actually. I forget that is a thing that happens.
houses the spots skated in the video. This is where the concrete walkways, the cobblestone paths, and the numerous ledges for visitors to sit came from. But the spot itself isn't all. Tourists and locals alike fill the plaza's seating and roam its walkways throughout the entire video. The plaza sits on a corner right in the city of London, meaning that anything from a single pedestrian to a double-decker bus is passing by constantly at all times of the day. Because of all this, The skating is focused more on technical ledge tricks and fast-paced or long lines that utilize all the ledges and curbs available, as well as gaps and drops that take advantage of the many stair sets and out ledges all around the perimeter of the plaza. Tons of fisheye VX that is not only needed for all the lines and adds to the quick-paced nature
This
of
is
the
so
skating,
cool.
but also reminiscent of the filming style of the street plaza craze of the 90s and early 2000s. The skate footage is complemented by the 16
What? Wait, what was
craze
that?
of the 90s and early 2000s. The skate footage is
That is so
complemented
cool.
by the 16mm B
He just did a power slide hop off the ledge? What?
roll of tourists taking pictures of St.
Is that what
Paul's
that was?
and posing for photo ops with the iconic London phone booths near the plaza, newlyweds coming from the cathedral, and even just people out for a walk. The footage is color neutral and, especially the 16mm clips, relatively low in contrast, not only an aesthetic choice, but also a reference to and result of filming on a cloudy island like England. This all adds up to condense London's history, population, tourist attraction, and popular architecture, as well as its cliched icons like the double-decker buses and phone booths, all into one skate montage at one single spot. Also, they got
It's really cool. It's really cool that they got the footage of all the like stereotypical things that happen in London.
this clip. So I'd say they did a good job.
That's fire.
So what can we take from this? Well, first of all, where you skate is going to dictate what tricks you can do and what the documentation of that skating will look like. So use those things to your advantage. You can make the city or region you're in just as much a star of the photos or video as the skaters themselves. And don't be afraid to get creative with how you represent that. Music, color, pacing, composition, theme, anything and everything about how a project is made and presented can be used with those intentions in mind. So no matter where you're from, there's something that makes the skating there special. This has been Alex with Loose Trucks. Thank you for watching.
You know what's one thing I noticed? You are pretty much the reason why everyone's fucking footage looks yellow nowadays. Like,
What?
like the X1000, because you used to add a yellow tint to your shit, right?
Really?
Yes.
But what made you do that? Was it just the look that you I like how this looks?
I kind of remember it one day. I was filming my buddy Thomas, who
Okay.
helped me build stuff. We're at
Yeah.
Lockdown High. He kickflipped the 11 stair, and I fucked up, and I white balanced wrong before he did it.
Uh-huh.
And I showed Daniel and Thomas the
Yeah.
trick. I was like, oh, here it is. And I was like, oh, the colors are kind of bad and shit. Daniel's like, oh, that looks cool. It looks like sunset. I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like sunset. Like, I like that. That feels good. And then I just started doing that from then on. I just made
Ah.
stuff really warm.
Okay. Huh.
And then I
Interesting.
watch it back. I'm like, whoa, this is like people's skin fucking orange.
I need that. I need that color balance. I'm fucking white as shit. I would love that.
I'm white as shit. Add it to me. Just for no reason, please. Bro. What? So many of his videos get thousands of views. How does he not have more subscribers? I guess he doesn't upload very often at all. Yeah. 2 years, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 2 weeks ago, 9 days ago, 4 years ago, 4, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5. Yeah, he doesn't. He does a lot of research in his videos. That's very obvious. And spends a lot of time on each video, I assume. And does a lot of editing. So I understand. And I'm assuming because he has not enough subscribers to be monetized that he has a normal job. He's probably busy in everyday life. But yeah, W video, bro. This is an incredible video. How to edit